But today, I want to speak to you all real briefly in your hearing. This was the thought that came to my mind as I was pondering the many things that to speak about and converse about. What does this group need from time to time when we are individuals that's out sharing the word, we're sharing messages, whether it's spiritual, inspirational, positive, whatever the case may be. We want to speak the words that what our audience need, not necessarily what we want to give them, because a lot of individuals they make that mistake. They try to give people what they want them to have instead of what they need. And so, what I believe that this group of people need today is this message, this title, and I want to share it with you. And so, as I was pondering today, this came to my mind. All right, enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. And I want to share with you all today. Each and every one of you have a journey that you are on. And now this didn't just come to me today. It came back to me today, but it was on my mind for weeks now, for weeks, off and on for weeks. Enjoy the journey. And some of us, we are not enjoying the journey that we are participating in right now. One of the reasons why we're not enjoying our personal journey is because we are comparing ourselves to others. And some of you all have heard me say it before, which I've taken a quote from. I believe they say it's Theodore Roosevelt. Comparison is the thief of joy. And so we're not able to appreciate the journey that we are on right now because we're looking online and we're comparing our journeys and we're not appreciating, going back to what Hannah y'all said, we're not appreciating and having gratitude for the place that we are in right now or the place that we just currently came from. So I'm going to start off with Ecclesiastes 7 and verse number 10. It says, say not thou that the former days were better than these, for thou dost not inquire wisely concerning the matter. So sometimes we look back over our past life and we look back at those days of the past and say, well, those were my best days. My best days were behind me in my 20s, in my 30s. I had opportunities. I squandered $1 million opportunities. And I just can't see myself coming across those type of opportunities again. Well, if you are of that type of belief system, I'm here to tell you today that more than likely you will never come across a major opportunity again. And so I want to be able to help you with that. And the wisdom tells us in Ecclesiastes, do not say that the former days are better. Listen here, if you can look towards the future, your future days, if you can look towards when the scripture says eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Son of Man had for those. If we can look towards, even before that happened, if we can look forward towards profitable investments and things actually working out for us, then we will not hold that skewed belief in our minds. So we all have a journey. If I was to open up the line right now and I was to go through every single person on this chat and be able to say, what was your journey? James, for getting into this world of finances, and what was your journey, Darren Aspiring? What was your journey, Sister Rebecca? And what was your journey, Adia? And what was your journey, Hannah Yah? And I was to go down to all these people on the line that I could see, Calcoon and others, and I was to ask you all, what is the journey? What did it take to get you where you at? Because individuals, they see you online. You see Sister Rebecca with all those, bottles on her picture right there, but they don't know the journey. What did it take to get her there? And so people, they see you at face value and they think, oh, everything is just peaches and cream. Well, no, there's a journey that we had to go through. And so let's talk about that for a second. I want to tell you all to appreciate your journey. Ecclesiastes 7 and 10, it tells us, do not say that the former days were better than the days that you are in. I want to encourage you all today. Some of you all, you have not really tapped into your fullest potential as of right now. Some of you all, you thought that the best days were in your past, but actually the best days are in your future. You have not even tapped into it yet. And so now, when you are in your 40s or in your 30s or your 50s, now you have more wisdom. You have more experience that will help you and prevent you from making the mistakes that you made when you was in your teenage years, when you was in your 20s. And so now you have a reference point. So appreciate your journey, the relationships that you're going to meet along the journey. Appreciate these individuals when they say that your net worth is in close correlations to your networks. The relationships that you build when you go out to events, when you go out to conferences, when you go out to gatherings, when you over here shaking hands with individuals. when you're getting transferring information, when you're collecting business cards for one another. All right, appreciate the journey. When you see hungry individuals like yourselves that are on their way up, individuals that may not be at their fullest potential right now, but they're on their way up and they're in the game and they're out here doing what they can. They're trying to walk in wisdom. They're trying to make the connections. They're asking, they're seeking, and they're knocking for opportunities. But guess what? Doors are going to open up for you. So your journey, the relationships, the friends that you meet along the journey. See, there are individuals that I've met, whether it's in my spiritual journey, there's individuals that I've met at conferences and workshops that we are still in contact today. So there are people along the journey that you're going to meet, and you do not know the significance that they're going to have in your life today. There's individuals that I may have got their business card 20 years ago and did not know that they was going to make an impact in my life last year or this year to just right now. So along the journey, you're going to meet people, and it will be in your best interest to treat every single human being that you come in contact with the utmost respect. Because first of all, they are a child of the Most High. Second of all, you do not know what this individual can do to you and how they can help you out. And I believe that every single person under the sound of my voice have at least one person in their sphere of influence that is a person of a great achievement. Some might have two, some might have 10 people that they can go through their cell phone. Old schools to say, go through their Rolodex and be able to see that these are people of high achievements, a high level of status. But if you treat that person wrong on your journey of getting to where you're going, if you treat that person wrong, you're not going to never get to that person because they're not going to refer their business and their contacts to you. So along the journey, I love it. I love to see the grind when I go out to a conference and I go out to workshops and I see people when we're sitting in the crowd together and we're trying to get it. And we see the people that's on the stage and we're not on the stage yet. I'm talking about business conferences, all right? I know I'm in some of these stages on spiritually, but on some of these big old mega conferences and business workshops, I'm out in the crowd watching. And we seeing the people on the stage, but I'm sitting next to somebody on my left and somebody on my right, and we're engaging and we're looking forward, and we are hungry. We are hungry. And that's what I appreciate about the journey. It was when you connected with other individuals that are hungry. And if you are not going to workshops and conferences, and if you're able to do so, I implore you to do so. All right. Everyone in there is not going to have your same belief. But guess what? I come to find out everybody that even fellowships and worships with me don't have the same belief. Your husband and your wife don't even got the same belief. If you were to be totally honest with you, I mean, y'all agree on some of the main core things, but like every single last thing, you may not find a single human being that agrees and sees every single last thing the way you do. And the Most High made it like that for a reason. He made it so that we can depend on one another, not to be independent, but interdependent. All right. So appreciate the relationships. Appreciate these people when you see at the gatherings, when you see them at the feast days. All right. When you meet a new contacts, some of these individuals, like I've been able to meet James Byers. I met him at an event where it was not necessarily a business conference. We was over there trying to, be able to uplift and uphail our youth that we had. They had the event going on, and I met him before that. But come to find out, we was able to connect about business. And now have you been able to hear him on here sharing the valuable wisdom, the valuable nuggets. So when you never know when you're going to meet these individuals that's going to be key individuals throughout your journey. And it's up to you to have an open mind, open eyes, open ears, and to be open and to make yourself available to the person. What does it say in Proverbs? What did King Solomon say? A man that has friends must first show himself friendly. Some of you all are not gaining extra contacts because you're not making yourself friendly in the marketplace. Some of you all are not making yourself, noticeable. Some of you all are not approaching. You are going to have to be a person sometimes to get out of your comfort zone. It's going to be you that's going to have to walk over to someone and extend your hand to that person. It's going to be you that have to walk up to that person with your cell phone and just drum up a conversation and trying to see if you can get that person's contact. because you never know down the road how beneficial that person may be. You might meet these people in workshops. You might meet them in book clubs for those of you that are authors, all right? And you trying to find like-minded individuals. You might have to join a book club. There are other places that you make networking events, chamber events. These are places where you can gather with people. If you are a business-minded person on here, you can connect with those type of people. Of course, if you're just spiritual, there's some of these places that I just shared. They may be irrelevant to you, and that's totally okay if that's not something that you're trying to pursue. But the journey is filled with eye-opening experience and awe-inspiring moments. That's what's going to happen along your journey. You're going to come across some eye-opening experience. Your eyes are going to be open to things, of different concepts, of different ways that people do things. That's why you can't just be stuck into your own way of thinking. That's why you have to go out and expand. That's when I first saw the digital business cards. When I started to go to conferences years ago, when I was still handing people my business card, which I still do today. I'm still a little old school. But these individuals were saying they was scanning that QR code. I was scanning that QR code and all the information pop up. Some people will say that's more efficient. But when you go out to these events, you're able to see kind of what the masses have not yet seen on a wider scale. So it's also filled with disappointments. If I was to ask everyone on this live to unmute your line or even throw a hand up in the chat, we all know that the journey that we are on right now is filled with disappointments. It's filled with betrayal. It's filled with, sometimes losing family members and losing friends. Sometimes deaths. They happen as we are on our journey to greatness. All of us on here, we have greatness inside of us if we are connected to the Most High. So if we are on our journeys to greatness, we have deaths that occasionally happen. That sting, that hurt. We have friendships. We have marriages that crumble. We have all kind of things that happen when you are over here trying to build something that's sustainable. It's a part of life. And I want to encourage you, if you're in a dark moment right now, all right, if you in a place where you feel like your prayers are not going past the ceiling, I want to encourage you today that weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. I want to tell you that the Most High is watching and he sees you because your journey is unique. And that there are people that need to hear how you was able to overcome the obstacles and the struggles and the challenges that you've been through. When I look on the Zoom right now, I see multiple people over here that have experienced overwhelming obstacles and challenges that some people would have threw in the towel and said, you know what, I'm done. Some people on this live, when I look at some of the names, they would have looked at it and said, you know what, I'm not even trying to serve the Most High no more. Why did he put me in this situation? But you keep on, and I admire the persistence of some of you all. Some of you all continue to show up week after week. Some of you all are in constant, you're on prayer calls and Zoom meetings, and you're over there fasting and praying, even when it seems like the Most High is not hearing you. But that's a part of your journey. And if you hold on long enough, and if you hold on strong enough, there's somebody out in the crowd that's going to be waiting to hear your story.